We're about to lose one. Get the intruder.
Copy. We're almost there.
Security breach.
Attacking the area.
Security breach.
Shit, I've got movement. Where? Everywhere. Contact!
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Wyatt Ertz here, back with some more Spies versus Mercs, while some more Splinter Cell Blacklist Spies versus Mercs gameplay here for the channel. This time, well, we're going back to where it all began, at least with the SvM content. Back here at a silo, we're playing, well, you saw it up on the board there, some SvM Blacklist mode gameplay. So 4-on-4, you know, well-lit maps for the most part. Some pockets of darkness, but nowhere near as dark as it is in the classic gameplay. And of course, customization. Customization's a big part of the Blacklist mode. Makes it a lot of fun, you know, makes it somewhat unique. And I enjoy the Blacklist probably more than Classic now at this point. I love how the battles play out here. When you have a good round, it really is a great round, and there's something satisfying about the gameplay. Anyway, let's take a look at the rundown. Oh, you can see now. Here's an old familiar face. I think he probably made it into a couple of the older videos, at least one of the older videos that I got up here before that big break from the game, that big you know, dry spell of SvM content here on the channel. Epulito, you saw me put him down, and beautiful. You know, I didn't even realize. I mean, well, I think I knew that you could get up there. I'd never really been up there myself. I haven't seen many guys make a run for that location, but you can see that's probably a pretty deadly location. That's a high traffic lane right underneath those rafters there. The Mercs will wander as they enter the room looking for the spy, so you can get a good death from above or two if you can get up there fast enough, you know, and reposition and maybe have a cloak suit, roll in your cloak suit, your ghillie suit, trying to stay invisible as you make those climbs, you know, over and over and over again. Anyway, he was making a nice run. I remember him being a solid player, and this really does turn into, after a great little, you know, chiropractic work here on D Hunt, putting him down, who was, I think it was the hacker. Yeah, he was hacking A there. This really becomes, you know, the Epulito versus Hertz, you know, episode. And, you know, because he's the big dog on the other team, I was just starting to, you know, I've started to settle in here nicely with this gameplay again. And it becomes me trying to keep him in check, and him just trying to, trying to keep me contained, I guess, at the same time. And we'll see how things shape up, you know. Anyway, let's take a look at this loadout. Run it down. You can see it's obviously the disruptor suit. Yeah, there's a lot of hacks that are initiated by these spies. They do a great job getting on the terminals. They don't have a lot of success actually bringing in the full 100%. Though they can't quite complete it, but they're certainly, it's not for lack of trying here. And myself entering the room with the disruptor suit. Now, this disruptor suit, a fantastic tool. You know, I highly recommend this. And when you're using your disruptor suit, and I'm going to go into this, you can see I'm also wielding my motion tracking vision. You have to couple those two together. If you're going to wield the disruptor suit, make sure you've got your motion tracking with you, okay? So this is a really powerful loadout. Let's finish running everything down, and then I'll kind of discuss the suit a little bit. So the AK is in here. You know, I have beautiful, just Adam. You know, you can't post up. You know, this is one thing I should mention. When you're running that tunnel, you have to stay mobile down there unless your team presence down in that tunnel and at its entrances is strong and intense, and your team is running a solid defense. If you're just down there all alone, you know, on your own, you need to stay mobile. Don't post up in one of those little cubby holes unless it's absolutely necessary. Stay mobile, stay off a wall, and just try and track the Mercs, you know, through the floor and see where they're coming in from and reposition accordingly. That's a gem of a piece of advice when you're down in that tunnel. I promise you all that. Anyway, come in here for a nice little backbreaker on Adam one more time. Just add an insult to injury, I guess, as I stopped his hack short on the C terminal, and then catch him just coming around the corner and probably looking to put me down. He knew I was there, you know. Anyway. So and you can see it again. You know, I have a tendency to, as I stated in the last video that made it up on the channel of this SVM content, I have a tendency, once a hack is stopped short on like the C objective, I have a tendency to want to run back to the A objective just to make sure shit isn't going on over there. And these guys were really persistently going after this C objective for the most part. And Epulito, and there you see it. I mean, that guy is deadly. He hit me with a 1-2 punch, gave me a bitch slap across the face there. I mean, he zapped me with his stun crossbow, and then without missing a heartbeat, without missing a step, just had me dead, had my throat slit, had me laying on the ground bleeding out, you know, and he put me down fast there as I wandered into the darkness of that underground tunnel. So let's get back to the loadout. The kit I'm using, it is the AK-47. I don't think I've had this gun up here on the channel yet, but again, the older videos are a bit of a blur. I can't remember exactly what I've showcased, so maybe I have, but I don't think I have. You know, I think this was a new addition. It's got match grade ammo on there. This gun is a really powerful weapon. Match grade ammo gives it a boost of 4 bars to range, so I highly recommend putting because this gun already carries a lot of power. You know, you don't really need the armor piercing rounds. I highly recommend going with the match grade ammo for this one in particular. Give you that much more range and make this weapon that much more deadly and effective, you know. And again, you can see I'm running the patrol back to A, and of course, just as they've been doing for the better part of this round, as soon as we leave the area, they're right back in there trying to hack C. I figure eventually they've got to just settle in on A, you know. Eventually it's going to happen. And you can see there's a bit of activity, and you can see the motion tracking / disruptor suit coming into play. I was able to read, you know, guys can't close in on me, you know, without me disrupting their cloaked suits, their ghillie suits, and their vision modes, you know. And that's what really makes that combination of the motion tracking, excuse me, and the ghillie suit, or sorry, the motion tracking and the disruptor suit. It really makes that combination is really powerful, and should be wielded together. Anyway, what else do I have? I have the armored helmet. You know, you got to protect the noodle. That's always a good thing, always a priority. The quicker swap gloves, so I can swap between my weapons a little faster. I'm not sure if it increases your reload speed. Probably doesn't, but I could be wrong. Right here, now this is a real botch. It's unfortunate I fell off the train car. It really did spell my demise as I come around the corner with 6 rounds left in the gun, and Faris, he took the high ground, and as soon as I was at that range with him, that close range, and he gained the high ground, I knew I was in trouble. You know, if I linger in the area, he'll get the death from above just like that. So I had to just hightail it out of there. And of course, who do I run into coming around the corner? Epulito there, and we have a little knife on knife standoff. I managed to get the better of him, which certainly made it all worthwhile, you know, putting him down, because he is the big player over there on the other team. But of course, Faris looking to capitalize on the situation, and he does. You know, he eventually just chases me down after I whittled him down to 1 bar of health, and he manages to get me in the back with the blade. Now that mine I just dropped will come into play. It does pull in a kill. I'm probably not going to draw attention to it when it happens, but just be aware that you will see a mine kill come up, and it will be that one. So let's finish running down the kit. I do have everything else is kind of focused on speed. I got like a lightweight design of pants on. I don't know what they are, but they increase your movement speed, and a sprinter's boot. So I got my running shoes on, you know. And proximity mines, which you've seen me put into play, and I think I dropped one more right here. Yes, I do. So there we go. And now talking about why you want the disruptor suit and the motion tracking coupled together. Well, the other vision mode that I highly recommend is the RFD vision. And what does that do? Well, it highlights spies when they're using their vision mode. But of course, when you have your disruptor suit on, and if you're using it often enough and effectively, you know, at good intervals, you know, you're cranking it on and off, you're not going to. And this right here, this is a beautiful, you know, Adam. We saw him in the open vent. He did reposition up to that closed off vent with the fan. He really did commit to trying to put me down. He put up a good attempt. You know, he put up some good spray, but with a couple of quick strafes and myself canceling out that reload, eventually I did finish him off. So at least he made the attempt there. I have to give him credit for that. But going back to what I was saying, when you have that, if you're using your disruptor suit often enough, you're actually, anybody closing in within range of your RFD vision, you will be shutting off their vision mode anyway. So that RFD vision will be useless to you, you know. So you have to couple your disruptor suit with the motion tracking vision. You know, it's just common sense, and there you go. So that's certainly a pro tip. And I catch Epu one more time, putting a little fire my way, posted up, and really it was just a little bit of patience. I knew he was going to poke his head out one more time, and I took advantage of the situation. So let's see, the disruptor suit, you know, you have to use the disruptor, as I said earlier, really powerful tool. I mean, it's going to shut off, you know, the ghillie suits, it's going to shut off their vision modes, and you use it different ways, you know, it's not just when there's a hack going, but when you, or when you get into the heart of the sector, you want to use it. See, as I go through the doorway right here, I crank it on. I don't want guys, because a lot of spies will post up in sectors at high traffic lanes and at the bottlenecks, at the entrances to those sectors. When there's a hack initiated, guys will guard the doorways, or smart spies will. And what will happen is they'll be sitting there on the other side of the wall, you know, with their vision mode on, and be tracking you through the wall, watching you as you approach. And if you crank on that disruptor suit, at least it blinds them. So you want to crank on that disruptor suit before you go through the doorway, you know. You don't want them to be 100% you know, confident that you're coming through that doorway when you're actually going to go through it. And that's the great power of that disruptor suit, and that's one way it should certainly be used. Obviously, you need to watch your back in the darker areas. It will shut down those ghillie suits as guys are charging in. You know, the aggro spies that like to go invisible and try and charge those mercs. Great way to shut down, you know, to kind of cripple them, you know, kind of kick a leg out from underneath them. That's just a really powerful suit, you know, if used correctly. Will save your life countless times throughout a battle. Now you can see they're making one last attempt here at an objective. They have yet to pull one in. We're into overtime here on this round. You can see my teammate falling right before my eyes. And Eppolito there, he was cloaked. You know what? The only reason I'm still standing is because my teammate was there to take the brunt of the assault. Had I not seen my teammate fall, I would have never even known. Never would have even realized that Epu was there. And I got the better of him. Of course, Ferris there, coming in behind me, putting me down, and slicing my throat again. And you know what? He was due after that one out in the A train yard when he got me in the back. You know, and that one, you know, he really did, because I was putting him down quite a bit prior to that. So he really did settle the score there. You know, brought peace, got a little peace of mind near the end of this round. You can see bodies are hitting the floor over here. Not a good thing. You know, friendly corpses are you know, appearing everywhere. As I wander back down in the tunnel and drop a little safety mine back there. And I'm hunting the tunnel. Things look a little dark here. That's not a good sign. And of course there I find, unfortunately it wasn't the hacker, it was Forrest. He just, amazingly, he just posted up down there for no reason in particular. Not really helping the cause when when the hacker is somewhere else entirely. And I get my revenge on Forrest before the round ends, and with a little bit of luck I find Adam there, who was the hacker, posted up with 95% complete to only 5% left. I managed to just kind of spot him, a little bit of dumb luck, a little bit of good timing, and put him down. Of course, one more kill on Epu there certainly did put a smile on my face before the shit just hits the fan right there. Some spy came sneaking in and did some serious damage just as the round was winding down. Anyway, some big numbers for me there. I really did. Like I said, I kept Eppolito there. I kept him contained. He's not posting some great numbers. He's a solid player. I know he's a strong player. I don't think he had the team he needed, you know, to really run effectively as the spy. And in the next video that I get up here, you will see Epu and myself were teamed up on the same team, and we really do a great job working together on the spy side of things. So you guys need to check that out. You need to tune in for the next SvM video that gets up here. Now, I'm not going to do a full rundown on this spy suit. I'm going to save it for the next video, which is a little bit longer. This one comes by a little bit quickly. This was a redesign. I used to have a... This was basically this ghillie suit. You know, this suit in particular, I've completely redesigned it. There's several changes that were made, but I just really don't feel like I'm going to have the time to really discuss it all. So I'll save it for the next video, in which I'm using the exact same suit. And also in the next video, you know, I know that the last one we had Richard, where I questioned the legitimacy of his gameplay, you know, but he was legit. In the next video, you're gonna see a guaranteed hacker. It's unfortunate that they're out there, but at least I got it on, you know, got it on tape or recorded, captured, and we'll get it up here. And luckily, it was a good enough round that I could still put it up here, you know. So you will see that. So be sure to tune in for that at the very least. Anyway, you can see me. I'm up here, posted up a nice location with this ghillie suit. I I can go dark when I need to, you know, or turn invisible when perhaps there's a questionable line of sight. You know, they might have me spotted. And I have this sonar vision, which has great range to it. It just has the blinding moments. You know, you have to wait for those pulses to come in and read the area for you. You know, so guys can sneak into certain pockets, can gain a little bit of ground on you between those pulses. But the sonar goggle is extremely effective for a location like this. And you can see they're starting to flood in, coming in from the spawn. And I'm playing this really well with this PP2000, which is a pretty solid weapon when you're anchored up against a wall. It's not great for running and gunning. It gets a little wild at times, you know, but for a position like this, where you're just kind of raining down death while your teammates are creating chaos down on the ground, it's a really powerful weapon, you know. And you'll see that in the next video as well. You'll see me put it to use in a very similar fashion. And now right here, things are winding down. Now we've done a little bit of damage. You got to figure guys are cluing into where I am. And you can see this drone coming in. I did have the one EMP grenade left. Of course, I just missed the range on the drone. And the drone, Epu, of course it was Epu, coming in for, he gets the last laugh on me, you know, before the round winds down. Gets me with that drone, says, "No, sir, I'm going to deny you the satisfaction of bringing in that hack. You're shut down at 93%. Of course, my teammate, we were thick in there. We had a good defensive perimeter for the most part laid out, and he was able to pick it up where I left it off and brought in the win, you know. So unfortunately, you know, that's what happens. The rounds, the spy side of things can be a little short when we start as the Mercs and have a really solid performance. You know, the team does a great job locking things down, and that's the case there. You know, a relatively short spy side of things. Some of you guys may be disappointed with that, but that's just the way it goes sometimes, you know. Anyway, there's the final numbers for defense: 23 and 5, pretty solid round. Quick spy side of things, I did about 93% of that hack, so I really got the ball rolling over there. And the team, I mean, well, there's nothing really worth mentioning. I mean, a lot of guys just, I don't know. They were hanging on to my coattails real tight there, that game. And really the guy that I need to mention, I mean, Eppolito there, I kept him in check. That was important. And even Adam, I mean, he's got a decent enough rank. He was an active hacker. He just couldn't quite complete it. You know, that's unfortunate for him. Worked out nicely for me, especially on that last kill in the C sector, when I just it was pure dumb luck that I just managed to catch him in my line of sight, posted up on top of that train car, managed to put him down, and kind of really did secure victory for the team with that kill, because then we only needed the one hack and we were good. Alright, so well, I guess that's about it, isn't it? Again, you guys need to check out the next video. It's going to be a really good one. Lots going on, some great spy play, and of course, we're going to showcase this this asshole hacker, this poke guy. We'll get him up here, this cheater, in the next round. You know, you'll really see what cheating is like on SvM, you know, on the Spies versus Mercs. So guys, hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you will leave me a like or a comment, and sub to the channel if you're new around here and you haven't already. And until next time, remember why it hurts. Later.